Okay. So I have some elk steak from a vendor here at the market, Timber Butte Elk Ranch, a new vendor here at the market, and I'm going to make you guys steak sandwich and coleslaw for you to try. Objections? Didn't think so. Okay, how many of you saw the first demo? How'd you like that lobster, huh? Right? What farmer's market let you try stuff like lobster and elk steak, huh? I don't think you know of it. Eagle, right here, okay? So tell you what, I'm gonna do the steak last. Let me get to that in a minute. Let's whip up some slaw. I brought a little mayo. It's in my ice chest. I'm just gonna make a quick dressing. And actually, a slaw is a good backdrop to throw some of the fresh fruit you'll find, like at the apricots. Take some apricots that are ripening up, and shave them, and toss them in with your cabbage. Apricot slaw. Very good, huh? Where's my mayo? I already got my mayo out. Okay. So I have a little mayo. I'm gonna throw a little vinegar and some sugar in there. Adjust the seasoning a little, and see where we go from there. Okay. So again, some slaw, fresh cabbage here at the market. Ira Powers, who has the bread, he grows this cabbage. He also has the bread for the steak sandwiches.
These I'll have to check. I don't know if I've got any of those left with you. Let me look.
You guys also need to know that each week I'm having DVDs. We're having DVDs. My lovely assistant Laura is making, she's editing the footage during the week and then burning some discs so you can have, for the low, low price of $15. I have in my wagon the cube. The elixir. The elixir of knowledge. So you can get on the disc, you can get the demos from weeks prior. So I'm thinking today's demos are going to be a hot commodity, right? Huh? Lobster fried rice, huh? And steak sandwiches with slaw. Come on. Can we talk? I'm not sure who is treating you any better than the Eagle Saturday Market. So we have here our dressing. I'm just going to hit this with a little bit of vinegar. This is some rice vinegar, and I like it because it has a little bit of sweetness to it. And I'm just going to dress the slaw with the rice vinegar. And
I have it in the salmon.
so I put a little sugar in there for sweetness, and I'll give this a little taste. We'll lightly dress the slaw. Again, incorporate some fruit into there, maybe some apricots. Throw some aromatics like some green onions, like so, into the slaw. Give us a little taste, see where we need to go. A little more sugar. Visited the neighborhood restaurant this morning. Just kidding, I wouldn't do that. A little more vinegar. Hit it with a little white pepper. Little zip, aromatic, so we have the sweet savory thing working here, right? My son likes cabbage. He'll just take a wedge and munch on it, okay? Now, any youngster who's willing to eat cruciferous vegetables in such a manner is going to be a healthy child. Can we talk?
Doesn't sound like any kid I know.
Yeah, they don't like it. One time I was sitting at Sam's or Costco or something, and we were sitting at like the cafe near the exit, and we had a soda or something. But my kids, we had purchased some raw broccoli, and my kids were munching the raw broccoli just out of the bag. And I had about 4 parents walk out, moms, going, "How do you get your children to do that?" And I tell you, I just overload them on sweets the rest of the week. I'm just kidding. At the time, I did own a pastry shop, and granted, that self-regulates, okay? I used to have people come into the bake shop and say, "Oh, I could never work here, such and such, you know, too much sweets, whatever." And I said, "Sure you could. You'd try everything the first month, and then you'd be sick of it. And then you would want pizza and tacos." Okay, so it totally self-regulates. So I don't know. I'm not into, you know, raising the kids in the closet thing. I think that'll backfire on you. Philosophies of Chef Cordell. Don't listen to me. Kids, please quote me to your parents. Parents, sorry. I am so sorry. All right, so I'm doing some steak sandwiches, letting you try some of the fine elk steak from Timber Butte Elk Ranch, vendor at the market. 20 steps, 30 steps that way. I'm just going to dress this cabbage, and we're going to have our quick slaw, and then I'm going to sear this elk steak. It's elk round steak. elk is highly nutritious, okay? Much more nutritious than your average beef from the grocery store that's raised in a feedlot. This is the stuff. This is the stuff you want to eat. It's much higher in omega-3s than your average feedlot steer. Because it's not pumped up on grain just to put the weight onto it prior to harvest. And yes, that's a gentle term for slaughter.
Summer dude. Scared me.
If you know what, if the sun's, if you want to stand in the shade here, then you can see better, huh? And you can be out of the sun also. Yeah, we have a young culinarian, guys, stepping up to the plate. Okay, young budding culinarian. Okay, there you go. Now he's out of the sun, and I'm gonna give this a little taste. See where we stand. Then I'm gonna sear up this elk steak for you. It's round steak from Timber Butte Elk Ranch that I cut into strips, so it'll just sear very quickly. All right, that works. So lightly dressed, not too assertively. Let me just give it another little hit of salt, twisted white pepper, and then we're good to go on our slaw. And I'm gonna make a sandwich, cut some portions, let you guys try it. Okay? Any objections? No objections? Didn't think so.
Get rid of that heavy brush.
So what do you guys like about coming to the Saturday market? Sample a lot of cool food? Really? Ah, nice. She learns quick. Okay? Catches on quick. What was your answer before? Go to oh, she's so nice. By the way, I pay her to stay around for both demos. Okay?
Alongside the white pepper and salt.
A little bit of mayonnaise that I thinned with some rice vinegar and some sugar. Okay? The cabbage is from Ira Powers, right over there, the guy who has the bread. And he was nice enough to let me use his Parmesan rosemary focaccia. Okay, Ira has great bread, and so I'm making this steak sandwich here for you to try using his bread. So let's get some heat going here. And I'm just going to give a sear, a very hot and fast sear on this elk. And I know I have some olive oil somewhere. Here we go. So I'm going to get my pan hot. I'm going to get the olive oil hot. And again, a very quick sear on this elk steak. It was round steak that I simply cut into strips so it would cook very quickly. All right. So the pan's heating up. I want to definitely hear a very hot sizzle when the meat hits the pan. How you guys doing? Good, I'm glad. All right, don't go far. You might get something deep. Yeah? Okay, so do we want our pan hot? Right, we want to hear a sear, and we want to even see some flames. Then we know we're cooking, okay? Right? When it's smoking, it's cooking. When it's burned, it's done. I'm sorry, you're going to have to edit that joke out. I've used it 4 times this month. Okay, so you guys can get discs, $15 of the prior week's demos. I do 2 demos every Saturday, okay? And we're changing the time from 10:30 and 12:30 to 10 and 12 beginning next Saturday. So 2 demos every Saturday where I show you some things to do with the products here at the market. And yes, the elk that I'm doing the steak sandwich with which I am doing the steak sandwich, it's from the market here also, okay? So here's some elk. Here's some elk, promise. There we go.
You have that seasoned already?
I'm sorry?
Is that already seasoned?
It is already seasoned. Excellent question, yes. I use Starlight Herbs Kitchen Sink Blend and Western Rib Rub. Those 2 blends. Now Starlight Herbs isn't here this week, but Florence does a great job. She's doing another show this week. She'll be back next week. So if you want, just ask me next week and I'll remind you which one. And they have excellent product because they're not loaded up with salt. You get your bang for your buck here. And again, I use the Western rib rub and the kitchen sink blend, which is really versatile. Really versatile. And this is done. Kill the heat. I'm going to get it off the heat. I want to get it out of the pan. I want to get it out of that pan to stop the cooking. Okay? I don't want to toughen it up by overcooking. Okay, so we have seared elk. Let's see, I have a couple pieces here that can go a little longer. There we go. And that should be good. Okay.
You make elk rare?
I'm not going to overcook any meat for you, okay? You can do that at home if you want, but I'm not going to do that for you, okay? Because I don't want it to be tough. I don't want it to be chewy. I don't want it to be gamey. I want you to have a positive experience. And yes, there is going to be some blush in there. This is farm raised. They're in control of the diet. It's not out grazing wild, okay? And I have no problem serving this with a little color, okay? I'm going to wash these guys because they touched the raw meat. Usually I'll actually give it a little forethought and have another set of tongs right there within reach so I can retire these ones and grab the others. Sorry.
But I wanted to, yeah, I'm probably going to go somewhere between where I was.
I hate to break the news to you, your average restaurant line cook isn't giving you this much thought. Taking good care of you here, huh? Can we talk? Can we talk?
If you was in some of the kitchens, you wouldn't do that.
Ha!
When somebody's as conscientious as you are, I know you do it all the time.
I totally do. I'll use single-use tasting spoons at home. I'll be cooking for myself. Turn around, there'll be a sink full of spoons. Okay?
Because it's a habit.
It's conditioning, definitely. Okay, so we have some slaw and steak sandwiches. Yes, I'm going to give you a taste of this. So I might go something like, heck, you could go the slaw right on the sandwich, right? Huh? But instead, I'm just going to go like so. And I want it nice and high, and we'll go like so. Now just for kicks, I have some oils I did earlier. Now, were you guys here for the first demo? You were. What do we have?
We sold,
No. What do we feature, huh?
Oh,
lobster,
lobster.
right? Huh? How many farmers markets are feeding you a taste of lobster?
Do you still have them in the store?
Well, I don't work for Porterhouse. I don't get paid for saying, here, try these lobsters from Dave at Porterhouse. But I do manage to make my rounds, and people for some reason give me things. So anyways, I did a lobster fried rice earlier. Dave from Porterhouse has lobsters, but in this case I'm featuring elk from Timber Butte Elk Ranch right here at the market. Wonderful, flavorful, highly nutritious, and yeah, I love this. And so you saw how quickly I seared this elk, right? And this was the round steak, and just cut into strips, did a quick sear. But anyways, what I was grabbing for was, I did these oils earlier. I garnished the plate with these oils, and this is anjo and this is Southwest chili oil, using some Starlight Herbs product. And next week when they're back, I can show you which ones of their products I used. And this is a basil oil, fresh basil, handful of fresh basil, handful of fresh parsley, and that much olive oil in a blender. All right. This is a chili oil, and what I use is I use Starlight Herbs. I used their Southwest seasoning and their chili powder. Those are the products I used in that oil. Okay, you guys want to try it? Yeah? No? Yeah? Oh, okay. I was wondering.
The only way we can make it.
So again, Ira Powers Brad. He has the cabbage also. Elk from Timber Butte.